Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today I am working on some honeydews, which include this Regalo safety gate that I'm installing. This is a banister to banister connection, so nothing is touching the wall. And I want to show you some pointers and tricks that hopefully will help you if you are wanting to install one of these. Now, the model is 1230DS. Now, the very first thing that I would recommend to you when installing this leveling pole, I found it helpful to put a little bit of masking tape just to keep it in place, especially if you are working on this yourself. Obviously, if you have a second pair of hands, this shouldn't be too much trouble, but if you're working on it by yourself, I do recommend taping that to the banister, and then starting by getting this cube, this rubber protector along the back side of this post here, and then going around it with the Velcro strap just to keep everything stabilized before adding these rubber protectors in. Now, secondly, the location of everything in the instructions is a little crazy to look at, so hopefully having this video reference will help you out. First things first, I do want to note starting on the bottom is probably the easiest. And then with this specific setup, I do have a square bottom and a square top. So some of these extra parts aren't necessary, like this round banister attachment, or these attachments if you are working with a wall setup. I decided to take this locking clip and position it just on the outside. And this portion here that you use an Allen wrench on, I used a number 2 metric Allen wrench on this section here. Now, the reason I decided to do this was as I secured everything, I wanted to make sure they fit nicely and neatly in these open sections in between the rubber protectors. So here's the top section. I've gotten the strap on with the help of some more masking tape, and all the rubber protectors are in place. Now, I wanted to note that it does feed around through this locking tightening device here that you use the Allen wrench on. The Velcro feeds through onto itself. That way the sticky side is attached. And then I snapped the lock down there. Thankfully, this is tricky to attach, so it should be tricky to undo if you're worried about little prying fingers trying to get in there and remove this. And the second safety feature here that keeps this all secure is this portion here where you use an Allen wrench to tighten it down. Now, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, like normal, and what that does is it pulls that strap tight, kind of like a tie-down, essentially, and you're just securing this a little bit tighter than you could do just by hand. So now everything is very tight, and that is not going anywhere. So I'll continue with the setup. And now lastly, through a little bit of trial and error, I did modify the way these rubber protectors were aligned. Now you can see that on the face here, I've connected one of the longer sections, butted up right next to this leveling post here. And then on the opposite side, I've got the skinny portion. Now the reason I did that is it actually helps keep this post in place so you don't have side-to-side wobble. I found that keeping them the same all the way around, where you had a little bit of a gap on either side of this leveling post, led to a little bit of wobble there. So I feel like, hindsight 2020 now, this is a better method and it'll keep it a little bit more secure. And better to go a little bit looser, so undo the screw here before you tighten this up by hand. So loosen this up so you just have a small amount hanging on, and then get it as tight as you can just by hand, and then snap the clip down, and then get in there with the Allen wrench and really tighten this down. It's better to do that than risk having, a problem or have this slip loose. That this method works by making it somewhat asymmetrical and moving the post forward just a little bit on the banister here. I'm going to shake it just a little bit to show you. You can put a good amount of force into this and it doesn't want to budge. So I would say that is a successful modification that'll hopefully keep this intact. There's everything all assembled and the gate dropped in. On the left hand side you have the hinges, which I believe with this system you can actually pop that out and have the hinges on either side. And then on the opposite side you have the safety latch, which then you just lift to open. And that works very well. I will say it is a little tricky to get it back in place. You got to have the bottom snapped in first and then follow it up with the top, just like that. But all in all, it seems like a very flexible and versatile system. I like that you can hook it up to either a wall or a setup like this at the top of the stairs. Thanks for checking out my channel and for viewing my video. Feel free to like or subscribe. Send me a comment if you have any questions, and I appreciate it. Have a good day.